So, you want to be an it girl? Hi guys, and welcome back to Confessions of a Wannabe It Girl. Today we are joined back by Laurensl8est. Hi, Lauren.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Oh my god, thanks for coming back to the podcast. We had so much fun last time gossiping.
So much fun. You don't have to ask me twice.
No, yeah, you're really good at this shit.
Thank you.
You're very into pop culture.
What can I say?
How did you get into this? Were you just always into it?
Always. Like literally since I was little.
Who's that girl on E that you like love?
Juliana Rancic.
Couldn't even remember.
My little just went to her restaurant the other day in Chicago. She was like, oh, I went to this restaurant. And I was like, that's the one you went to? She's like, yeah, some like celebrity owns it. I was like, yeah, Juliana Rancic, the one who like got me into journalism in the first place.
I love that.
She's like, of course you know who that is. I was like, I can name every dish on that menu and I haven't been in like 8 years.
That's so funny. Yeah. I literally don't even know her name, but I know her face.
Yeah.
But back to the main point today. We're going to talk about some little gossip, some social things, because who doesn't love a little good gossip episode? Seeing this month, we are very focused on entertainment and are we under the influence and blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. So let's get started. What's the hottest tea in town right now? I'm going to go with Kim and Kanye.
Yeah, that's like the talk of the town. I mean, Kanye is so messy, just like causing so many problems. And it's like, not that I'm trying to give my opinion about it because I try to stray away from that.
Well, I'll give my opinion. So he's messy.
Yeah, like he's
making this harder than
really
it needs to
way
be.
harder than it needs to be, just like drawing out everything. Although today she was just granted legally single from the judge,
which does not mean she is like a single woman. Like it means like in the court of law in terms of taxes.
She's no longer married to Kanye West. So the West is off of her name. She's now back to just Kim Kardashian. Not sure what that means for her brands in terms of like KKW Beauty and whatnot.
It's gone. I think it's gone. Like, she's going to come back with it just being like,
they are, yeah. I mean, they are rebranding, I know.
Exactly.
So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah.
What a weird swoop.
Yeah, she's legally single now, no longer married. And Kanye was very back and forth about it. Some days he wanted to like grant her that. Other days he was like, I'm fighting for this marriage. He like went through, he's on his fifth lawyer.
So are they divorced?
I don't know if the divorce is necessarily finalized, but she is no longer a West. If that makes sense.
So you're probably still dealing with like some sticky shit.
Yeah, like I think.
Oh my god!
Some serious shit.
We're holding.
I hope that's not my car.
No, it's construction.
We're literally, I don't know, pick and choose what we keep with this. We are literally holding because a car is back. It's 9:00 at fucking night. And we're talking about how messy Kanye is. Obviously, car, I need to fuck off because we're talking about some real shit.
In the morning toast, I'll say truckers for Kanye.
What?
They'll do like, because they're like record in New York, so they'll like be stuff in the background and they'll be like, oh, the truckers for Tasha are here.
Gotcha. Yeah, they're here for Kanye right now.
They're here. Actually, they might just be here for Kim. Fuck Kanye.
Yeah, no, fuck Kanye.
You didn't hear that from me.
I mean, I didn't. It's such a tricky line. I know, like, I feel bad for him. He's definitely a creative artist, but at the same time, like, dude, like, just let it go.
And his new documentary has just been released.
Okay, and people love it.
I've seen it. It's really good. Yeah. Like, the man is a creative genius. Like, there is no other word for it. He does not take no for an answer. He's beyond determined, like, so ambitious, will not stop. Like,
does he seem like an asshole when he's doing things?
No, he's
just really direct.
He just is like, I know what I want and I'm gonna get it. But mind you, this is like 20 years ago. Like, this is like, he was a producer and like
for years.
Yeah, and like dropped out of college, like literally college dropout, which was like the inspiration behind his album. So like he was a nobody back then. Like Rockefeller production company like signed him but like wouldn't release any of his music. Like he was like determined, and I mean now we see him today and like we see who he is. Right. Still a creative genius, just like definitely I think has like a lot more going on mentally.
Yeah, the liberties are large because of who he is. Yeah. But like no, I'm really curious to watch the documentary because like I'm also like so curious like how people like stay so true to a creative vision and not be like a total asshole at the same time, because you can't be an asshole when you're starting out. You can't be
when you're new. Yeah, you don't have those liberties.
Right, you have to work with people. But now, like I bet, like Kanye gets what Kanye wants. But like, you weren't always
minus Kim.
Yeah, except for evidently that's the one. Maybe that's the struggle. Like he won't let it go because it's the one thing he can't get.
Yeah, but so like I don't think their divorce is finalized because I think there's like custody and then like, you know, there are like assets and stuff like that. Right. So who knows? I mean, there's a lot of I think one day they could end up back together. For me, it's like so hard no longer seeing the West on her name. Like I was like the biggest fan of the two of them. Like
I was too.
Shipped them so hard. So it's a little tough.
So I agree. Like on one level, I really loved the West in the name. Really felt like it completed the syllables. Am I uneducated?
KDW.
Okay, no, that's syllables, right? We're gonna let that one lie. We're gonna let that one go. It sounded really fucking good. Yeah. But at the same time, don't you remember, like, I think it was during COVID, everybody was like placing bets and it was like Kim and Kanye's divorce. And like, we all knew it was coming.
It was definitely impending.
We all knew it was coming.
They hadn't been together. He was living in Montana doing whatever he was doing. Right. There were all those Jeffree Star rumors.
Yeah, that was never confirmed, right?
No, I mean, it's so far-fetched. Like, people were really pulling at strings there.
Yeah, it's funny.
Not true. But, I mean, it was definitely impending. Like, they just weren't working for a while. And it's just, I mean, they have 4 kids who are super young.
They might, don't get me wrong, like, I have no shade to the Clinton family or anything, whatever. I'm a Democrat, it's fine. But, like, I thought it was a little bit of, like, a political marriage, but, like, a pop culture political marriage.
Well, have you ever read the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo?
No, go on.
You absolutely have to read it. It is a huge thing. Like,
right.
And people I've talked to since reading the book, like, it's not just, like, a concept from like a fictional book. Mm-hmm. People will be in relationships and marriages in people who are in entertainment and pop culture and like in the limelight because it is a better reflection on like who they are and better reflection for their career, whether or not they're like with the person or not. So I won't spoil the book, but like you should absolutely read it. It really like details the like ins and outs of Hollywood.
Give us that name again.
The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Okay, so check that out. But so I thought they were like a political marriage. Yeah. Like, you know, because the brands, the names, the amount of wealth, the investment, those two walking in a room, like you're gonna get the loan, the investment, whatever. Yeah. Or, you know, like if their names are attached to it, you know, so I don't know, I really thought if anything, it like, you know, they just live their own lives and be this like pop culture thing, but
yeah. I don't know. It's definitely it's sad to see them split up, but who knows? Maybe
I don't know. I kind of worry though that like it was worse for Kim.
Oh, it definitely was. I mean, in some context, like she definitely like got a lot of her dirty laundry aired that I think had it not been for him, would never have seen the light of day to the public.
Right. Like were you talking about the campaign trail? Yeah, that's a fucking mess. I can't even say the words because like that is like a number one nightmare. And like they're gonna have to grow up knowing that's out there and it's like oh god. No, I definitely I'm a little happy for Kim because I feel like she is so independent and she's so independent. She can do whatever she wants. Okay, but we're already on her. So are her and Pete dating?
This is like off the record, not from
well, it's not because this is a podcast.
On the record from Laurensl8est. On the record for Lauren Wallenfels. No, it's so fake.
I think it's fake as fuck.
On no planet would Kim Kardashian be dating Pete Davidson.
That's what I think.
Have they hooked up? Absolutely.
Okay.
Are they dating?
No.
No.
I don't think there's no either.
Planet in which they're romantically involved.
I think it's even worse. I didn't even think they've actually hooked up. I think it's just
I bet that they have.
A PR star. What makes you think that?
I just like there's something about him. All the girls want to date him, and like if they want to like get with him, that's one thing. But like, I just don't believe that there's a planet in which they're.
I don't know. I don't see it. Like I don't look at Pete Davidson and think like, oh, like I want to.
No, me neither. He's not my type.
But like I respect like the like shy guy like SNL vibe. But like I'm like what?
Yeah, no, not for me.
No, I don't get it.
Not for me, and it's not for Kim. I'll tell you that much. I may not know her, but I know her, and I know that's not her man.
Give us the evidence.
It's just like her track record. I mean, even like in her past dating, like she's been very. It may seem like she's been very public in who she's dated, but she's really been pretty private. Yeah, like she does like to keep certain parts of her life private. So
actually, she has the goddamn right to.
Yeah, of course. So I mean. you know, any PR, any publicity is good publicity. So I think that like
this is some good publicity.
It's a good distraction from Kanye's nonsense and
Travis Scott's nonsense.
Yeah.
Is that like situation come to light at all? Like, are we dealing with that? Like, when are we going to deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, well, he did like a sit down interview with Charlamagne the God on YouTube.
It's not enough for me.
But a lot of people criticized it by just being like, he wasn't like really taking ownership. He kind of like addressed it very lightly. Yeah. I think it's like such a legal happening that like it's really hard to just address. Like there's not really gonna be a good way to address it. People are gonna be upset no matter what.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think he's just like shied away from the spotlight since that, just because like.
Can we talk about the cover up of the magazine with Kylie and Travis after?
Oh, that was like, yeah.
The pivot is so bad. Okay, so from my perspective, correct me if I'm wrong. The whole Astro World happens, whatever. There was supposed to be a magazine with Travis and Kylie announcing she's pregnant, whatever. And it had literature in it that, you know, was talking about like their relationship and how good it is and whatever. And then all this shit happens and suddenly Kylie and him are not actually together. Like they're in the new form of relationship. And like there's clearly a separation. And I'm like,
Yeah. Khloe like said something to the effect of like they're very much together, like they're really a couple. So I mean,
someone's PR team didn't communicate with someone else's.
There was some miscommunication happening there for sure. So I mean, who knows what really was going on? But Khloe definitely was like they're fully together. I mean, she was like 7 months pregnant with their child. Yeah. Like there was no way that they weren't together. I mean, obviously, like. There are couples who don't make it that long, but
no judgment.
They're together.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So they had the kid.
Yes.
What's the name?
Wolf Webster. Whose
last name's Webster?
Travis's.
That's his real last name.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an idiot for thinking it was actually Scott. But
he's did an interview before where he was like,
it makes me think
my
of
uncle's
Webster.
name is Travis, and who was it? One of the rappers he like grew up loving, his last name was Scott or something like that. So yeah, that was like his stage name.
Okay.
His name is like Jacques Webster III.
Are they French?
It's spelled like Jaqueus.
I don't know. It's got a good ring.
Yeah.
Too. Webster makes me think of Webster's Dictionary. So I think
like my first thought is literally Travis Scott, so I don't know if that makes me like illiterate or just like a pop culture junkie.
Which is why you're here. Because like I know this shit, but I'm a little off.
Like I was a journalism major, but like the dictionary just absolutely not come to mind.
That's what comes to my mind. I'm literally like Webster's Dictionary.
One of us is more educated than the other.
No, that's like not true, but like I mean I'll take it. See, I think I like tried to just say something about syllables, which we need to not include. I'm kidding. Okay, so Kardashian mayhem. Let's just keep going on this. Yeah. So then, Tristan.
This man, you want to talk about messy? This man is messy.
What? Like, I don't understand. Doesn't this family, like, do they want this much mess or does it just follow them?
You know, I think it just comes with the name. I don't even think that at this point there's anything they can like do about it. I think it's like their circumstance, but Tristan should have been excommunicated from the family a long time ago. Like, so he is messy.
What's the baby mama's name?
Her name is Marley Nichols.
Yeah, see, and I hate that because that's my name.
Fair.
Yeah, okay, so she has the baby.
Had the baby.
Totally his.
Had him on December 1st. His name it starts with a T. It's escaping me. Theo.
We don't blame the child. He was not involved in this situation.
The poor child. And I guess like Tristan's like not really been paying child support. Like not really, I don't think he's been really involved in the parenting. Yikes. Which he like put out statements being like, I'm gonna be there for my kid. But like this is his third baby with a third woman. And like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's sad for like, I feel mostly bad for Khloe. I think that like,
I'm over it at this point.
Like, this woman knew what she was getting into the night she got involved with Tristan. Also the consequences of doing what they did.
Wasn't she the other woman?
She was, because this happened on the night of Tristan's birthday, which is in March. And him and Khloe were very much together at that point.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. I used to feel super bad for Khloe because of this situation. Like, I think even the last time you were on, we talked about it. I was like, I kind of feel for her. Like, I kind of wanted it to work out because, like, honestly, at that moment, I think I was watching the show and, like, I want to be like, yay, happy family. But, like, at this point, bitch, like, if you don't leave...
Well, it sucks, too, because, like, on the most recent season, he was, like, really trying, like, so apologetic, like... You, like, wanted to believe that he was, like, a changed man and, like, be there for the family.
Great picture painting.
And, like, we were all fooled. Like, fooled. I have been duped. Like, this man
personally felt victimized by
a con artist.
Yeah, I literally felt like, I was like, I've been lied to.
Yeah, and poor True.
Oh, I know.
Like, this baby is going to grow up with, like, her father being, like, a... stain on her name.
I will say, though, at least everybody else, like her cousins, like, they've all got something.
It's true.
Like, they all got something.
It's
so,
true.
like, I feel like at least maybe they'll be able to support each other.
Yeah.
In that realm.
No, she's got to agree. I mean, listen, if you got to go to therapy, we all got to go to therapy. But at least you're going to go to therapy with a fat chunk of change in your bank account.
You are, and that.
So you know what? I pity True to an extent, but also it's probably not that bad to be True Thompson.
It's probably not that bad. I mean, it is. It's hard. We have no idea what the trauma is.
Listen, the girl was walking around with a $4,000 diamond handbag today. So,
dude, wait, can we talk about that sidebar really quick? I've also followed this girl on TikTok who buys Louis Vuittons for her toddler.
Yeah, no.
I put crayons in my purse when I'm a child.
It's true.
Like, why does your like toddler need a Louis Vuitton? Like, I literally don't.
Beyond me.
It's so beyond me.
Yeah, I can barely take care of myself. So how a 4-year-old is taking care of a designer purse, like.
It's not like from Club Libby Lou. Is that even a thing anymore? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think it is either. But the point is, like, why? So, like, honestly, like, she doesn't need that bag.
None of them do.
No.
I do, though, so.
Yeah, hand it over, cough, cough. Okay, and the Hulu show is now coming out.
Coming out in April.
What was in the trailer? I haven't watched it yet.
I mean, Kylie's in it, so that's
for like 2.5 seconds, right?
More so than she was, though, with the Kardashians.
Yeah, I wonder why she wanted to go so AWOL on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's basically gonna be the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's just going to be a little more real time. Like, everything is going to be...
Oh, so it won't be like 6 months later we get to watch the thing?
No, I think it's going to be just like, they're going to be like doling it out a lot quicker.
I hope so, because that was always weird. I was like, this happened so long ago. And from totally a production standpoint, I 1000% understand. I don't know if anybody knows this, but like editing reality TV is the worst fucking job.
I can imagine.
Well, okay, so I don't know. Like, so I'm pulling shit out of my ass. I don't know how many cameras they have on set for like keeping up, whatever. But you have to remember that they only, they don't reshoot the scene from multiple angles like you do for television. Like, you move to different positions. For that, there's like kind of like one take, one coverage, and like it's constantly going, and we're looking to just like piece those bits together, and like the sound's probably really messy, and like it just sounds like a fucking it's like an editor nightmare.
Oh,
like,
what I would give to be a fly in the wall in that editing room. The stuff that happens that we don't hear is the stuff that I would literally pay all that I have and then some to hear.
True, and I also I think about how much these women protect themselves. Like, they probably sit in their rooms before and film and just be like, dear God, like, do not let this come out. Because even though the editors are on NDA, whatever, shit will slide through the cracks.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so it's literally, like, on some level, still acting, and they're giving the best performance out there. Okay. Did we cover all the Kardashians? We didn't talk about Kourtney. Oh, I'll say one thing about Kendall.
Yeah.
Did you see the footage of Kendall walking in Off-White?
Yes.
What are your feelings?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I liked it a lot.
We're about to have very polarizing opinions.
I just was like a nice tribute to Virgil, and like the family.
Is that what it's about?
Well, because Virgil was the creative director and made Off-White.
Right.
So. And he obviously passed away. So I think it was just like a nice nod to him. I thought it was cute. Like, I liked the dress. It was very on brand for Off-White.
What's up with the hat?
And the hat I could have lived without, but the little sequin dress with the Off-White, that was cute.
Okay, so now I'm not a model. I have no reason to be judgmental about this, but I'm gonna be judgmental. Yeah, I don't love her walking it. I feel like the piece is wearing her and she's not wearing it.
Fair.
I'm just kind of like, are we mopping our way across the state? And like with that, it's such a strong look. I felt like we needed a character, and she gives this like waspy walk.
I could see it.
And honestly, I have to say though that I'm like, oh, maybe you really are like a high fashion model. Like I felt, not that I know shit, so like curved me. I was like, wait, this really might be like a Chanel walk we're giving, but it's off-white, it's funky, it's weird.
Yeah, no,
like,
that's true.
There's a character, and I was like, we're just not on the same character, and I was sad.
Yeah,
I was sad for that one.
There's been a lot of fashion content over the past 2 weeks, so it's a lot to digest.
Yes, it is. It's a lot to
digest.
So now the only one we haven't covered is Courtney.
Her and Travis engaged. She is an engaged queen. They are really just taking on this like dark side of
Courtney.
Yeah, Courtney. I mean, I've never seen her like this before, and now it's like huge like batwing sleeves and the short dark bob and the dark makeup and
interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, she's living her best life. There's always a part of me that'll hope she'll end up with Scott again. But you know what? Whatever.
She's happy.
She's happy, so
right. I'm like,
let her do her thing.
Also, like, he did put her through the ringer once upon a time, so I'm like, okay, be happy.
My mom, because I do like a little TikTok segment called Lisa's Latest, and my mom will give her 2 cents, and she's like, every time she sees a picture of Courtney and Travis, she'll chat me and be like, oh, this isn't Scott. Why is she with this gross man?
I love that. And I'm like, so in on it.
Like, I'm like, yeah, for sure. But she's like, just the tattoos on his head. He's so scary looking.
And you're like, okay.
She always gives me her 2 cents. Like, it's honestly hysterical.
Oh,
so,
that's cute.
Yeah.
So now we have covered. So basically, though, in the celebrity world, everyone's either engaged or pregnant.
Everyone's either divorced, engaged, or pregnant. So,
like, that's all that's happening.
Yeah,
right
pretty
now.
much.
Yeah. So MGK
and Megan Fox, and the fun fact, I guess, if you've seen about their ring, is that he designed it so that if she takes it off, it like hurts, that it's like painful. It's like part of their like weird twisted love.
I'm like scared by that.
Yeah, no, like a lot of people are, but it's like literally designed to like induce pain if she like tries to take it off.
Is that like controlling? Is that
It's just very on. It's a very on brand for them. Like honestly, like I see it, I'm not even like phased.
I have no response.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
That's a lot to unpack. Like, and I'm like, guys, I'm not fucking kidding. I never gave up on Megan. I really never did. Yeah. I never gave up on Megan. When everyone was like out on her, whatever, I never gave up. I'm not kidding you. I've had the same. Well, I recently did change my desktop photo, but to be one of those like nice organized one. Yeah. However, the photo that has always been my desktop photo is built into that desktop, and it is of Megan Fox.
I mean, she's a queen.
She is, and I never gave up on her. And Megan, I'm happy for you. I really think this is it for you, but like sometimes I'm like, this shit's toxic.
Yeah. Well, and then on the opposite of that, her ex-husband, who they just finalized their divorce, Brian Austin Green.
They just actually got divorced?
Well, it just like took a long time for it to like finalize.
Fine.
But her ex is now with this woman named Shannon, who's also like in the pop culture world, and she's pregnant. Mm-hmm. So got an engagement and a pregnancy. Wow. It's really fitting with the times.
A lot can happen in 2 years, I guess. Yeah, that's really wild. Who else is pregnant? Sophie Turner,
so not confirmed by them, but I mean, pictures were seen of them, her and Joe, out in LA. But they didn't confirm
the last one.
True, yeah, I mean, that was like very low key. But literally, there's pictures on my TikTok of them like out and about, seen like the day before in LA, and she is bumping. Yeah, no, what do you think about their relationship? They're cute. I think they're cute too. They're cute too. They're very like low key. They do their own thing. Mm-hmm. I like them. Yeah, they're just like a quiet couple. I think they're funny as fuck though. Yeah, like they have a great sense of humor. Like yeah, I would really fuck with their like how they got married in Vegas and like didn't care. Like she also is like a complete prankster. Yeah, no, she's funny. She's like so she has funny. A great sense of humor, which is so wild because she is so like stoic. Yeah, you would never know. Game of Thrones, and then like you married a Jonas brother, and like you have 2 kids, and like I know they're living like their best life. And then Nick and Priyanka have a baby.
Baby by surrogate.
Surrogate.
Yes. And I think they handled that beautifully.
Yeah. I mean, literally just like no one knew. Simple Instagram posts.
And they own it. And, you know, they're like, we had a baby by surrogate.
Well, and it's weird too. Not even weird, just interesting because there was so much speculation that like they were on the rocks.
Right.
Because she had changed her name on Instagram. And so just like,
why did she do that?
Honestly, I think like a lot of people have too much time on their hands. Like I'm a pop culture queen and I can barely keep up with all the happenings and I do my best to do so. Like how these like internet sleuths can have the time to notice someone's name changing is like beyond me. I mean, I'm grateful for it because it gives me something to like talk about.
Great.
But I don't have the time to go searching for all this on my own. I've got a day job.
Right, like you have a normal life and like your own spectrum. Right, and that's all the whole thing, which we can take a little sidebar to talk about. Like, you know, doing this podcast so much, like I think about like how much are we like under the influence? Like, and I mean that in so many ways. Like, are we under the influence of the media, under the influence of the politics, under the influence of pop culture? And it's like literally who does this?
Yeah.
Like sits there and sleuths over shit like this.
Yeah.
And like, is she your favorite celebrity and that's why you care?
Right.
Like, okay, that's
she
fine.
flies under my radar half the time.
She flies under my radar. She's also like a producer. Like she produces.
I mean, she's a busy businesswoman.
Businesswoman.
Yeah, booked
and she
busy.
splits like a nice little limelight amount, I think. Yeah. So like, but like that too, like the amount of people that can like take the time to be negative about pop culture. And I'm like, okay, yes, some of these people like have chosen to live in the public eye, and there are definitely ways if you are famous to reduce that. There's steps you can take and methods and whatever. But at the same time, like at the end of the day, I'm not saying we should completely sympathize with them. Like everybody's very rich in this circle, and like sometimes their lives are easy. But like, do we not remember like that first the first words we ever learned is like sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. No, I think that's a fucking lie. Words hurt. Words hurt, and I'm like,
and they're people,
right? Like Hailey Bieber crying at the Met. That I was sad for her. I felt for her.
I mean, like, there's, you know, even think about, like, if anyone watched, like, the D'Amelio show.
I didn't watch it.
It's, like, it's really sad. Like, Dixie's, 20, 21. Charlie's, like, young, like, 16, 17. Like, debilitating anxiety because they post a TikTok and get, like, immediate negative feedback. I mean, I think like my TikTok isn't even that large, and like the amount of negative feedback that I get on my TikTok is like appalling. It's like I like people have negative thoughts all the time, want to think things that maybe aren't the nicest, but like to go out of your way to like go and post and like put it out there is like appalling to me. And like I'm nobody, so the fact that like people are going out of their way to comment that on me is like goes to show that like the amount that.
And how does it make you feel?
I mean, I could care less because, like, these are nobodies on the internet. Like, internet trolls, and, like, they could say whatever they want about me, but, like, I'm posting TikToks. I think it's fun. So, like, they can say all they want, but I'm not going to stop just because they were like, you're a 30-year-old who's posting. I'm like, for the record, I'm actually just 24. But like, thank you for aging me
so much.
Yeah.
No, but, like, it is interesting. Like, people really don't, like, get it. And, like, I used to say I never had the urge to leave a negative comment on a TikTok, and I fucking almost did, and I had to check myself.
That's
funny. Was like, why did I do it? Which is a great segue for talking about somebody else being engaged, but I'll tell you the fucking story first. Euphoria is blowing up.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of Euphoria. I love this show. I'm going to manifest it right here. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be on that show.
Yes.
Like, I do not care. Like, I love Euphoria. And, you know, it came out and, you know, people have got hot takes about how nude Sydney Sweeney is.
Yes.
They've got hot feelings about it. And I'm like, I want to be vicious in these fucking comments about, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, what, you don't like that she's naked, and then, you know, whatever, I don't know, I like almost, there was one video, I wish I remember exactly what the video was, and they said something about Sydney Sweeney, and I wanted to be like, I really wish we could stop talking about her body and talk about how good of an actress she is, and
it's
like,
even negative though, that's like, defending.
Yeah, I wanted to, but like, you know, at the same point, I was like, I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I woke up and like snapped out of it. And I was like, I don't need to say this. Like, I don't need to do this. But I do feel that way, which is a whole nother like hot take that like I shouldn't digress into because like I won't get off of it. But like, it was the first moment that I was like, I want to attack this person. the irony that, like, it wasn't anything political. It wasn't anything about climate change. Like, do I need to, like, check what under the influences I care about? Maybe. But it's true. I have an acting teacher, Eric has her too, who talks about, you know, it's never like, you know, the kids in Africa that get us going, or, you know, the polar bears in Antarctica, whatever. It's who stole my fucking Starbucks parking spot. And that's how I felt in that moment. I was like, you were stealing.
It's so accurate.
It's so true. That will actually be what gets your blood rushing. Yeah. So I have to check my influences there.
Fair.
But that was the first time I was really like, I might leave a nasty Instagram comment, or like at least a little like pot story, because I really don't do that. And my personality is not confrontational, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so now we've had a nice segue. Sydney Sweeney's engaged.
She's engaged.
It, like, confirmed? Unconfirmed?
People confirmed it. It was confirmed by a source through people. The couple has not commented on it, but they are engaged. I mean, there was no way she wasn't. Like, she was seen walking around town with the big old rock on her her ring finger. I mean, what I would give to have that ring on my finger, like, it's massive. And she's been with her now fiance for 4 years?
Since 2018. Okay, this is the one thing I'm creepy about. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, I honestly try not to talk about actors on this podcast because I'm an actor and whatever and blah, blah, blah. But this is the one thing. Sydney Sweeney and I are gonna work together. We're gonna be best friends, the whole thing, whatever. But I know way too much fucking shit about this. Yeah, they've been together since 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His family comes from, like, I think, like,
they come
a tech
from money.
Family.
Yeah.
He's involved in something techie.
They own a restaurant in Chicago.
Oh,
yeah, Italian vibes.
Yum.
Yeah, delicious.
But yeah, they're pretty private. Like, she chooses to keep that part of her life out of the public eye, which is fair. It's interesting. She's young. She's 24. He is 37. So an age difference. But I mean,
she's also like, I don't know her. I just assume she's pretty mature.
Yeah, wise beyond her years.
Yeah, like, I do think, and, like, you know, she has a great career. Yeah. And, like, you know, she has been in some very, very big things and, like, in a very wide range of, like, you know what? Like, I don't believe that we need to, we're in a post Harvey Wine mindset where we need to believe that celebrities are single to watch them, or female, especially female celebrities are single to watch them on TV. Yeah. Like, she can be a married woman and, you know, still do Euphoria, and she can still do that. And, like, we can't shame her. So,
like, she's a fabulous actress.
She's a fabulous actress. I was just saying that before you started. She's so fucking good. Yeah. But that rock.
I mean, so big.
It's the size of my left eyeball.
Yeah, no, it's big. Like, she's a lucky girl.
Yeah.
She is a lucky girl.
I mean, even though I think she does fine on her own.
No, for sure. But like, if someone wanted to buy me diamonds that large and just hand it to me, I would accept it.
I'm just curious if they're ever going to kind of, like, a little come forward with their relationship. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there are definitely people in the public eye who just, like, choose to, you know.
Who else?
Jennifer Lawrence, she just had her baby.
Right.
And she's very private with her relationships, with her, I mean, yeah, with everything, basically. Like, she doesn't have any social media. Like, she really chooses to have the public eye. Like, really, the only, like, pages out there are, like, fan pages for her. So
yeah, same with Scarlett Johansson. She doesn't have an Instagram.
Yeah, so, like, you know, there are a lot of celebrities who do choose to stay out of the public eye whenever possible for them. So.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah, who knows?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Who else can we gossip about?
Let's see. Colton Underwood just got engaged.
Oh my God. Okay. Can you just, like, walk me through the whole timeline? Because I tried to watch The Bachelor. I had a failed TikTok series about it. First off,
I remember that TikTok series.
I hate The Bachelor. I'm not joking.
For a pop culture girl, I hate it too. It's beyond stupid. I also just think it had its time. There's a time where a show runs its course, and we are beyond that point.
It's so beyond, like, and it's so
ABC,
stupid.
Please, someone, for the love of God, end that
also,
show.
the fact that show is on ABC is appalling to me because ABC is Disney. And I'm like, this is a really fucked up concept. We have men or women live in a sorority fraternity style to compete for one love. One person.
I mean, it's really outdated.
It's a horrible idea.
Yeah, like, it's really outdated.
Who, like, I'm just saying it. Like, I'm more likely maybe to, like, start thinking a girl's attractive than the guy. Because what if he's just not it?
Yeah. That's where I think like shows like Love is Blind and like Too Hot to Handle are a lot more popular right now, just because there's so much more like new and a fresher aspect on dating. And like a lot of what dating is when you're in your 20s and your late teens is like, you know, not really about the emotional concept or aspect of a relationship. So, you know, I mean, I think The Bachelor and Bachelorette had its time, but yeah, so he was the lead.
So, quick pause.
Yeah.
Don't get your influence from The Bachelor about how to date.
No.
Continue. He was the Bachelor.
He was the Bachelor. Just him and Cassie were like pretty toxic. And, you know, like he was caught like stalking her post show and like just a very toxic relationship. And then last year at some point, I don't remember when, he posted that he was gay. And like, it's interesting because a clip from his season had started circulating about like, someone made a joke about like him liking guys or something like that. And like, he didn't really say anything.
And what's his reaction?
He was just like, kind of just like,
moving on.
Yeah, moving on. So, but then he came out as gay, and I think that he really struggled with it because he's religious, for one, and for two, he was seen as this like macho man. He played football. Like, it was just really like frowned upon from his perspective.
Sure.
Finally got the courage to come out, started dating this man, and now they're engaged.
How long has this been? Like, this whole journey?
A little over a year.
Oh, so, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
But this whole journey of going on The Bachelor, being engaged to a woman.
Yeah.
Were they engaged or did they not make it to the engagement thing? I don't know.
Engaged, I believe.
Breaking up, doing the whole press tour of what it is to be on The Bachelor, discovering you're gay, dating someone new. Like, that's a lot to happen in like 3 years?
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
That's a shit ton.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Well, and this is his first public relationship. I mean, who knows who he had been with behind the scenes. But yeah, I mean.
Right, that's the question I have. I'm like, were you, like, you know, having like a beard moment?
I think that he did say that he had like experimented with guys or like things like that.
I'm not judging that at all.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's part of I don't know, but just from like the stories I've heard, I think it is part of like the gay man's journey.
Right.
To, you know, self-discovery.
Yeah, it's just really fast progression is my one thing. I'm like, that's a lot of life to have happen. But then that's at my same point, like, you know, I think that's why, you know, Sydney Sweeney is 24 and like, you know, can feel confident like getting married at that age. Because like their life is moving really fast and what's happening and life's hitting you hard. So we're going to have a real talk moment for a second though.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so like you are somebody who cares a lot about pop culture and you're into it. Like, how do we like separate our feelings about this? Like, I honestly, I know you and it doesn't consume you, but you're into it. But like, how do you like balance that on the scale of like, you know, big current life events and big political things happening? Like, what's the like measurement about this? Yeah,
I mean, obviously, especially considering everything that's going on in the world right now, it's, you know, hard to imagine that like there are other things going on. I'm not super politically invested myself. You know, I'm not dumb. I know what's going on in the world. I have an opinion somewhat, but I'm not someone who's like going to go out there and like give my stance on things. That's like, I'm not educated enough to do so. That's not my, I don't know, it's like my place necessarily, but I mean, I'm also not oblivious. I get, you know, I see what's happening. I think it's just like.
I totally think you are educated enough. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Thank you. But, you know, like my passions definitely lie in social media and with pop culture. And so I think I just choose to invest a lot more of my time and efforts, the little free time I do have in that.
In that normal life you live, like, which includes a 9 to 9 evidently job. Lauren was on a call till like you basically showed up. Like she walked through the door and like her college just
part of being in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. So, but like, that's what I'm saying. So how, like, do you consider yourself somebody who like lives under the influence of pop culture.
Absolutely.
How does it influence you?
Oh my gosh, I mean, half the way I dress these days is because I saw something from TikTok. Like,
I love that.
I literally have like 80 things on my Amazon cart right now. Like, I'm very much under the influence of social media, as I think, you know, a lot of people I'm friends with. And that's not a bad thing. I think, you know, it influences like the way we dress, the way we talk, certain phrases we use, where we go to eat. I mean, half the places I also go to eat on the weekends are, you know, someone said, oh my gosh, are you in LA? This is like the top 5 places to dine in LA for like a, you know, young 20-year-old. Like, I'm very much under the influence, and I will own it. And I will also, I am happy to go all these places. If you have recommendations, send me. Like, I am happy to go and experience it and do all those things, because that's just very much, you know, who I am. I love that kind of stuff.
But that's the thing okay, so I think there's 2 flip sides of this. Like, there are people who live under the influence, can own it.
Yeah.
You know, educated, live a good life, you know, work hard, whatever. And then there are the people who don't give a fuck, whatever. Like, my boyfriend, for instance, does not give a fuck about this shit.
Neither does mine.
Could care less. And then there's the people who live under the influence but will deny it.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Oh, there's no point. Listen, if you're gonna be going to all the popular places that the girls are going to in LA, at least be aware enough that you're going to those places. Right. And I'm not ashamed of it. I am a basic girl. If I'm invited to go to Nobu or Catch, for sure I will be there. Granted, exactly. I don't like sushi, so those maybe are not my best examples.
You probably shouldn't go there.
However, those are very like well-known LA, somewhat trendy. To say it. Yeah, I guess, trendy places. Like, right. If I got an invite there, I'm definitely not denying it.
Right.
And I'll own it. Like, I'm a basic girl and I will go to those places.
Right.
Also, that's pretty good.
Let's own it. Like, let's own it. Like, we can acknowledge, like, a little bit, like, I don't even want to use the word shallow, because that's not what I mean. It's a little, like, basic.
Basic, yeah. But I think you can also like basic things and not be shallow.
And own it and just be like,
sure.
I like this because I like this. Maybe I'm a little influenced, and that's okay.
Also, like, how are you supposed to find out about the good places if other people aren't there to tell you where to go?
Right. But also then at the same time, like, your opinion doesn't have to be completely based on, like, oh, blah, blah, blah likes this restaurant, so I like, if you go and you have a horrible experience, don't like the restaurant.
No, 100%. Like, I mean, Nobu and Catch are not my preferred restaurants, because I'm not a sushi girl. Those are just 2 examples of, like, trendier places in LA. Not my preferred, though, but, like, I can appreciate that people like that. It's a scenic place. I mean, I've been to Nobu. It's a gorgeous view. Probably the best cocktail I've ever had in my life there. Like, I can appreciate the fact that people would like to go there. I have other trendy places I personally like to go. I will go to Elefante any and every day of the week, and I will order the same dish every single time.
Good. See, but that's the thing. I think that's the point I'm trying to make with this, like, month and whatnot, is, like, obviously we had a great conversation about gossip. We love it. We live it, whatever. But at the same time, like, you can be under the influence, you can be plugged into the influence and still have, like, a dose of reality. Yeah. But the thing is, the self-awareness of that's the experience that you're that you are under it and you're in it, but you have to acknowledge it, because if not, then you're, like, completely under the influence, and
it's very easy to get under the influence and not be able to own it. I think, especially in LA.
I think it's so easy.
But I think I'm so grateful that, like, I surround myself with, like, people like you who are, you know, grounding and, like, make me true to who I am at the end of the day, because we can go to a nice restaurant that all the celebrities are going to, but that doesn't make us shallow and, you know, not have other great characteristics to us. Not that everyone who goes and does those things are shallow, but I think it's definitely easy to get caught up in, like, the LA lifestyle.
So easy. So easy, because, like, also then, like, we grow up in, like, you know, not LA, because no one's from here except for my boyfriend, evidently. We don't grow up here, and then we come here, and you can totally slip right into that.
Yeah, it's so easy to lose yourself.
Right, and you can, like, be under the influence but not admit it, and like, act like this is normal life and whatever. But, like, I think the reality check is, like, you know, not to put us on a pedestal, but, like, I can say, honestly, me and you go home and be like, yeah, we had a great night at blankety blank restaurant or blankety blank club. I saw a cool celebrity, but at the end of the day, like, I can check myself and be like, I was there. It doesn't move my needle on my goals anymore. Or we'll sit on
your couch and watch the Super Bowl in your house and not do anything crazy and still have probably a better time than we did at the club or the restaurant.
Right, and, like, that's the reality check.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't think it's bad to be under the influence. I don't think it's bad to admit you're under the influence, but, like, just know, you know, check yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Check the pulse on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Lauren, tell us all about your TikTok.
Laurensl8est on TikTok. It's Laurenl8est, and you can get all your pop culture information from there.
Yes, and you post like often on time.
I mean, if it's, I'm not gonna post like nonsense information, but like if it's breaking news, like I will be on top of it faster than fast.
Yeah.
So.
One time we were at a Rams game, and
I went to the bathroom at this Rams game and fully made a TikTok.
And she put like a loud noise. Like she was like, I don't give a fuck. I gotta do it now.
I gotta deliver the news. The people need it. I gotta deliver.
Okay, so definitely follow you there. I just love how much you like love it and you care about it.
I could literally get no followers and no likes, and I would probably still do it because it's just like, that's who I am.
And that's why it's the best to follow someone like you.
Thank you. What can I say?
Yeah. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for gossiping with me at 9 o'clock.
Thanks for having me.
And talking a little bit about the influences we live under.
Oh my gosh, more than happy to.
Oh, you're a doll. You know what I've said. You got to come back every quarter because we got to have one gossip episode.
Always down.
Oh, love you.
Love you too.
Thanks so much, babe. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next Tuesday.